You got outplayed and won. That never happens in Chicago. So, but that's about it for the good news. Here's two things I worry about with the Bears. Caleb Williams has got to get more accurate. 3 times last year at Southern California, he completed under 58% of his throws. He only completed 50% of his throws in the preseason, and he completed yesterday 48%. He's got to get more accurate quick. All right, like that, period. And what concerns me, he doesn't have a McVay or a Shanahan or a Sean Payton or an Andy Reid to smooth out the rough edges. He just doesn't. So Chicago averaged 2.8 yards a play yesterday. That was worst in the league. And Tennessee's defense is good. It's not that good. So, listen, I get it. All the young quarterbacks struggled. But I thought Bo Nix was better than everybody thinks. But I get it. And I also get that Geno Smith was good, and Derek Carr was good, and Sam Darnold was good, and Baker Mayfield was good. And time on task matters a lot in this league. And I picked Tennessee to win this game during the Blazing Five Friday. I said this is going to be much more turbulent. And I also pointed out Friday, I said his accuracy is erratic. It was in college. It was in the preseason. But the difference is when Mahomes was erratic, he had Reed. And by the way, Russell Wilson last year with Sean Payton had his best year in 2 years. And Bo Nix was accurate yesterday. This is a defensive culture. It's a defensive head coach. Does he have a strong offensive coordinator to sandpaper the edges? Because the accuracy, which was, in fairness, all the people I talked to about Caleb, that was the concern. Leadership's good. Athletic ability's good. Size, power, arm, all that stuff. But I wonder. Now, it's not like Will Levis bad where you don't even know if he can play in this league. Like, I think Will Levis is too mechanical. I don't think he's fluid enough. I don't think it works. Daniel Jones, not talented enough. Bryce Young just doesn't look strong and accurate enough. I don't think it's that situation where you're watching and you're wondering, man, that just doesn't work at all. That may never work. But yesterday, the Bears, they got too many offensive weapons to have a 42 passer rating on third down. That's bad. And again, I said it was going to be turbulent, and I picked the Titans to win this game, but I didn't think the oxygen masks would have to drop and the stewardesses would be screaming in terror. They barely landed the plane, and they got kind of lucky to land the plane because if Will Levis didn't make arguably the worst quarterback decision I've ever seen in my life, they lose this game and are anemic offensively. So, again, it's all these young guys struggle. But I had said this months ago in the draft. Jaden Daniels has a defensive coach. And Caleb Williams has a defensive coach. And Michael Penix has a defensive coach. Bo Nix has an offensive coach. And I thought Bo Nix yesterday had a bad pick, wasn't great. But I do think it matters because all these guys are hitting that ball in the rough. How do you get it? Even Mahomes early was amazing, but his mechanics would go sideways. He would be reckless and sloppy. Andy would get him back in the fairway. And here was Caleb Williams on his debut.
I sat down, enjoyed the moment, and just watching all the guys celebrate, understand that I need to be better, I will be better. Whether it's a win or loss, you expect yourself to play a certain way. You expect yourself to go out there and perform a certain way. That didn't happen today, and so, it's enough motivation for me. We're going to, somebody else's home this week, and so, it's enough motivation for me to go out there, get better this week.
Okay, now, it gets much tougher. They go from Will Levis and at home to C.J. Stroud at Houston Sunday night. So that's a big primetime game. This schedule now gets interesting for the next couple of weeks. So, again, we knew the flight was going to be bumpy. I said before, I worry about the culture, not Caleb. How do you sandpaper this stuff? Because you can't have a 42 passer rating on third down with those weapons at home on a perfect weather day. Here comes the bad weather in 6 weeks. Here come the great defenses. Sunday night at Houston's going to be a totally different environment. In fact, I like the Texans big in that game.